Sag. I think I got everything set up. Let me check, make sure the mic is working. Yep, mic's working. Might increase the sound a bit. Hello everybody. I'm just finishing up setting up everything. Just woke up a little bit ago, so head's a little foggy. But Tinsera, and today we're on official arc number 46 EU PVE on the island. This is our tribe's little forgotten base that we started arc on when the game first launched. I had to do this anyway. Every Sunday we take care of, or I do, me and Sonari still. We're really the only two active tribe members. Most of our tribes moved on to other games, other servers. They might be on my private server. But for some reason, I can't let this place go. Hello, Smiley. Hello, Morgan. Welcome. Early morning here, so I'm just getting started and trying to wake up. Got my coffee. And if you heard me just say a minute ago, this is our official server. We don't really play much here anymore, but for some reason I can't, probably just for nostalgia, I can't let this server go. We were one of the very, very first tribes to come to Ark when it went out of early release. Praxian, the old base, and welcome Praxian. Praxian is actually one of my old tribe members who basically built 40% of the old base. At least. I'll show you some of their architecture. She helped build a lot of the base, actually. As a matter of fact, the this little thing here in the background, this is where we used to do all of our business, where we sold all of our dinosaurs and did exchanges, was right here. So that's why it's all decorative. Oh yeah, Praxian, it's still up and running. Me and Sonari still take care of it. Here you go, I'll show you guys one of the things that, since Praxian's on and actually joined the stream, let's show you their house. Praxian built this by hand. It took, what was that, like 2 weeks? I think you spent working on this thing? Because you built the first part of the structure, and then we decided that we needed to expand it to hold the egg room. And sadly, I can't give you guys much of an overview. It's not like on my private server. I can't just zoom around in a tech outfit. So we'll be using Hermes here, my Tapjera, to take a look at the base. But yeah, that's a work of art, in my opinion. It's still one of the best houses on the server. And you can see we do have some tech built into the house. But yep, this is Praxian's home. It's a very nice home. I like this one. We'll be going back down actually to my part of the facility that I built. Just a moment, because I got to start farming. We take care of this place about once a week to make sure that everything stays up and running. I still have a couple friends who play this game, so the base allows us to keep up with them. Everybody who's on the server calls us the zoo. Because of all the different creatures that we've got laying around. It's another reason I like to keep this base up and running, because we're one of the only safe spots for people to land their dinos and go farming in the middle of the map. Oh, here, I'll pull that up. So anyone who's played this game should know that that's right outside Smuggler's Pass, which is north of me. That river that's north of us is Smuggler's Pass. And the big mountain, which is represented by those circles, that's Obsidian Hill. So that's where all the gigas and really, really big monsters spawn. So this is actually kind of a rough area, but it's also heavily traversed because some of the best dinosaurs in the game appear in this zone. So our base has always kind of been a safe haven for those who are wanting to park their stuff and do some farming. And as I was saying, the Sundays that's the feed day. I have a very rigid routine that I do in order to maintain this entire facility. A little off today because, of course, I decided to stream it. I don't know how much longer I can take care of the place by myself, so this might end up being one of the only video records I have of Old 46. Also, as I said a little earlier, but for anybody who just came in, this server, this is one of the very first launch servers. I think it was number 3 in the EU. So this was like a very first day, very first hour that the game came out of early access. This was the 3rd, I think, server that popped up on the list. So this base has been standing since early access. Rather, since early access ended. So that's why we have such varied creatures, too, around here. These are my farming dinos. We're going to be using them in just a moment. Them and the Giga, actually. I need to get the Giga started first. It requires a tremendous amount of food to keep all of these guys going. If this was on my server, I wouldn't have to worry about it for like a month, but on official, most of your stuff will starve within about 5 days. Not to mention the decay on wood and stone is not friendly. And the place that we're in right now is actually my house. This is the one I built, my workshop actually. But it's just kind of going to be a chill stream because all I'm really doing is farming and showing off the old server. If anybody has questions, though, about Ark, feel free to ask. Or the base, or our tribe. Which used to be pretty big, actually. Let me see if I can... Should be in here somewhere. The entire tribe list. Oh, I passed it up. It's the only problem, you pass stuff up on the controller. It's a pain to get back to. There it is. So as you can see, we used to have a fairly large tribe. Looks like I lost a pillar anyway, checking this thing each week. That's alright, I'll go and find it. And all these bed demos on the official servers, there's still a bad glitch with if you wake up in a bed, you get trapped in it, so you have to break it to get out of it. It's kind of humorous. But yeah, we used to have a fairly large tribe. Only a couple of us are active. Praxian, we were up all night refreshing the server list. Oh yeah, I still remember that. We dialed the game in, we got everything patched and updated before the game. We got on headset and we were sitting there saying, yeah, first server that comes up that has free space, we'll jump in. And I remember they were having some issues launching it, and it took like 30 minutes for them to start posting servers. And then we saw the EU one come up, and we're like, well, we're in the US, but, you know, it's an EU server. We can do this. And there is a little bit of latency, so I apologize, because I'm in the US, and I play on an EU server, so you'll see some skip lag, probably. Even with the decent internet connection that I have. I'm dialing out to a EU server, so... Are you gonna come over here? Yeah, it's a Dillo. I used to farm with the Spinos to get meat, but the Giga just does such a better job, especially when I'm by myself. I don't have to fear anything that might come after me. Because on official, the game is... what's a good word for it? Pretty brutal, actually. You could be out farming, and the next thing you know, you're attacked by a Giga or a group of Theries or something else that's fairly vicious. I forgot to empty him. EU servers are far more friendly, yeah. There might be some people that would debate that, but generally speaking, I agree on Arc. The EU servers tend to be much nicer. The North American servers are just... I can't use any other word but toxic. Even in PVE, the player base is just not the nicest. This is pretty indiscriminate. I don't really target anything in particular. Just trying to get the inventory filled. And I don't think double XP's on. That's going to be a problem. It's going to take a lot longer. Yeah, during the beta we played on EU. That had a lot to do with the North American servers just being completely capped out during the beta. Oh, there's a good target. And also, the Giga that I'm using, just so everybody knows, it's normally not this easy to go around farming. This is a fully bred Giga, though, so... Bred creatures in this game are much stronger than just tamed. That's something got trapped in one of our public traps. I'll have to go get that out. We have a couple of these traps stationed up all over the place so that players can easily get tames. I think that's actually the warning message. Yeah. I had to leave this here because people were trying to trap Gigas in it. And it's a stone and wood base. So the Gigas just eat it. Swamp right down outside of our base. This is a feeding ground both for my base and 2 other nearby bases. So we all have an agreement to keep it open. Again, with the EU servers, the people are more friendly and are willing to work with you and keep things open. So that's why you'll see, should be a mixture of my pillars and the other guys here. Yeah. We keep those pillars up because people have a tendency to build their bases right in the middle of a feed zone. And if you've played on official, these areas where there's a high concentration of creatures, if they get built on, it can be a real pain in the butt to get enough food for your base. Hey, hello, Angry. Tenny, Angry. One of the two. I only need 15 more for affiliate. Yes, actually, the goal bar at the top, that's it. That's my final goal. That's it. Once I get that, I've got affiliate status. And I can do rewards, which is what I'm most excited about. I have a lot of plans for rewards. Praxian, we were the National Park Service. Yeah. I don't know if anybody saw that. Wait. It shows up in one part of here, right? My name? Our tribe name? Yeah, there it is. Our actual official name designation on the server was Island Park Service. we just advertised that we were there to help people. And during the heyday of this server, that's what we did. We flew around delivering creatures and equipment and food. Because as you saw, we had a big tribe. And when the server began, most of the people who were on here were only 2, maybe 3 members strong. So in the early days, we advanced way past everyone else. So we just kind of, I don't know, what's a good word? We were looking out for all of the little tribes. I mean, not to brag, but we basically established the first economy that was in the game and started the trade routes. which was actually pretty difficult because we were using fairly low bred creatures or good lord, I can't see anything. This fog. I'm in the fog season, I guess. This is what it's so dangerous, because you could just pop into anything. And why I take a Giga with me. Let me go over here. We got to get rid of all the junk. All we need's the meat. Don't need the prime meat. That doesn't last long enough anyway, and I'm not taming. I just need one more half of that filled. Lots of wild guys here I can get rid of. See, here you could see that might even been where that original pillar fell over. That's somebody who tried to build in the swamp. That's why we have to keep pillars up. I don't really care so much if it's on the outer edge, as long as it's not in the spawn zone. That was an accident. You got to 35? Congratulations. You haven't even been streaming very long and you managed to get that high? That's impressive. Angry, you play, do you play Ark? Because if you're Ark and you're on PS4, I got a server. You don't even have to play official. You could just join our free server. Hold on. I think I still have that in my OBS. I'm pretty sure I have the banner in here somewhere. Ah, there we go. Anybody who's looking for a server, and if you don't want to play on official, the information on the screen, that's how to get to our private server. I did that because a lot of players don't know that there's unofficial, which is player-hosted servers. And the player-hosted servers are just as good, if not better, than official. I always get people asking me, like, oh, I want to play on official because... Oh, God, Pagos. But they want to play on official only because they're looking to get the achievements. And I didn't realize it was a problem until a lot of people coming to my server were like, oh, I love your server, but I can't get achievements here. And I'm like, yeah, you can. Wildcard doesn't distinguish between offline, official, and unofficial for achievements. They're all linked together. So you can go to my server, build up very, very, very quickly. I would say you're at boss fights probably in the first 2 weeks on my server. And complete all the bosses, get all the achievements without the stress and frustration of an official server. Because there's no lag or latency on my server. I host it. I pay a premium to make sure that it's very good latency on it, so... I'll take that off so y'all can see the game again, though. Yeah, on my official server, if I was doing a farm, it would take like 5 minutes with a Giga. I'd walk outside the base, do in a couple areas, and then return immediately. Wouldn't be like this. I gotta say though, I do love this base location. This has always been one of my favorite places in the game. Ah, there's some of that latency I was talking about. Little lag. Ooh, it's gonna take a minute because the base has to load in. It's gigantic. Not nearly as big as some people make their bases, but there's a lot inside of there. I hear another Pago. Hold on. They follow you all the way back. They're little thief dinos. They attack everything, including Gigas. think I need just a little bit more food. I wanted to get closer to the base. I'm watching the little, up in the upper, what is that, right-hand corner. There's a little, looks like a weight. That's how much inventory I have. Morgan, good news. Got your GBA emulator working just in time too. Awesome. Are you going to do the streams tonight? I'm really eager to see that. I'm so sad that I don't have a Game Boy Advanced anymore. But after I got the DS, I just didn't see the point, and I'd sold it. Because the DS was so expensive at the time. Well, that's awesome. I can't wait to see that. What game do you have lined up for your first test of it? Just can't get enough meat. It's not double XP this week. See, this is the problem with official servers. No double XP, takes you an hour to get food. I feel bad for all the tribes that don't have a Giga yet. I have some GBSPs, think around 3 of them. Crystal Chronicles, oh, that's a good one. And Golden Sun, nice. Oh, those are great. Oh yeah, I can't wait to see that. Oh, some of the best RPGs in the world are on that. Gotta give Nintendo credit where it's due. They always had the best lineup of RPGs. But I guess when you own the rights to Pokemon, you automatically have the the best RPG in the world, so... Some might debate that, but I mean, come on, you can't argue with the sales of that game and the fact that that franchise ballooned out of control. I actually can't think of any other franchise that... Maybe Minecraft? And even then, Minecraft is still restricted to just basically Minecraft, what, 1 and 2? Pokemon's had how many games in their series? Alright. First thing I gotta do is get all this meat cooking. This is how we make it the whole week. Without feeding, because we cook the meat and it lasts a lot longer. I've actually been meaning to make like just a cooking pit right here in the front. I just never get around to it, it feels like. So I just use my original workshop. Pro tips, though, if you want to run a base by yourself. I know a lot of people who run their bases by themselves on here, and they struggle. You'll see a lot of bases auto-decay, and players don't realize how quickly the game deletes the structures in PVE. Ooh, the lag there. Ooh, took a while for the door to shut. Let's see, what else did this guy have on him? The rest of the stuff that we get typically just goes into a inventory that I fly up to a free box. I give it away to everybody. There's a lot of smaller tribes in this area that need the stuff. The one everybody thanks me for is the hide. It takes a lot of hide to make some of the more advanced saddles in the game, so... Actually, you know what? We'll just throw all the junk food in here until I clean it out later. There you guys go. You guys can eat that. Oop, they were all hungry. The dragon's eating. Everything's eating. We'll take the rest of the junk and put it in the donation box. I do need those crystals. Those are oil. One of our tribe members actually came back briefly. I think he still plays randomly. His name's Ryan, but... And he went over to the new area and got me this gacha. Who I love, because he basically turns my whole base into a recycling facility. So he eats all that, and he produces crystals that turn into oil. And that's how we keep the entire base still with electricity, because that's the one resource I'm missing out here. I don't get a lot of oil. We also have a few of these guys laying around for oil purpose. He doesn't have any on him right now. I don't think it's an oil week anyway. I don't have to make gas yet. It's about every 2 weeks you make gas. Let's see. Well, that's cooking. I gotta go and get berries for the refrigerators. Recent Pokemon games are a bit lackluster. Yeah, the stories aren't nearly as strong as they used to be, but I still enjoy them. Yeah, and the older games are better. This last one, Sword and Shield. Ooh, I've been having a lot of fun with that. Like you said, the story's a bit weak, but the overall gameplay loop is nice. Easy to grind up game. I like the open worldness of it and being able to connect with other players. Stopping there to get some coffee in me. Not used to just jumping on Ark in the morning. But I had a lot of sleep last night. Way more than I thought I would. Got a late start today. We had a little bit of a friend get together last night in VR chat, and it ended up going a lot later than I thought it would. That, and it was kind of a rough week anyway, so sleeping for 10 hours wasn't going to be out of the question. A lot of trucks this week and very little help to do them. Bruno, welcome to the stream. Yeah, Cool Face. Cool Face isn't in this game. Sadly. I could make a Cool Face character. I should name one of my dinos Cool Face, actually. Anyone who's in the chat doesn't know, that's a joke from our Front Mission 3 stream. He's become a permanent entity on our server. Here in the channel. Ah, gosh dang it. Either that's extremely bad lag, or I didn't whistle the right dino. Could be both. No, I know what I did. I said stop all, didn't I? As I wait for the game to actually catch up to me. It says following. Yeah, there we go. I have to make little trains of my dinos to get my resources. At our heyday, we would just go out in mass. 3 or 4 of us would come out here and we could get all the berries we needed in a few minutes. These guys here, the Therazinos, they're just absolutely amazing for base upkeep. Hey, Snaries. Yeah, we're feeding Ark. It's just a chill stream where I'm doing our dailies. It's Sunday. I couldn't really think of anything else to do. I had to get Ark fed, so I was like, well, maybe I'll record it so that I actually show it off, because I don't know how much longer I'll be able to maintain Ark by myself, so at least this way I can download this video, and if I do decide to give up over here, I'll have a video record of it. definitely going to download it after I'm done. But as you guys can see, the Therazinos, again, I don't know if you can make it out in the top right corner. They fill their inventory with berries very quick. These guys are bred. I think they're 3rd generation. But they were bred specifically for this. But they're great for base. If you're starting off an arc, especially on official, try to get yourself a Theri as soon as possible, because they can handle all facets of the base. They can collect wood, thatch, fiber, berries, seeds, and they're very lethal to just about everything in the game. So on top of farming everything you need, they're great base defenders. There's only one other dino that even comes close to these guys, and that's the Megatherium. Personal favorite of mine. Berezino, yeah, the names. Berezino's the original. I think he actually... Berezino, yeah, I think this is a stock. No, it's probably 2nd gen. I know we use this one for the breeding. Yeah, there it is. I still remember how to do this. Yeah, this was 3rd gen, I think. And this is the one we started the whole berry line on. Still one of my favorite Therazinos that we have on the base. Great balance of weight, speed, and farming capability. Ooh, hit a bad bit of lag there. Every now and then, probably somebody logging into the server, that's what happens. There you go. Yeah, it's definitely not double XP. I'd already have the entire fill. Which is fine. I'm not in any particularly big hurry. I gotta wait for all that meat to cook anyway before I can do anything. I think it takes about 25 minutes to do a full load of the meat. Plenty of time to get the berries for the week. So the whole reason we're out here, I'm actually not going to put these out in the trays yet. This is for this week. So typically by Tuesday or Wednesday, I dump the refrigerators, and then I don't have to worry about ARC for quite a few days. If I didn't do this, I'd have to come on almost every day and check it. Or rather, not just check it, I'd have to feed them every day, and that would be annoying. The schedule I run, it wouldn't be conductive of streaming and holding down a job. And I wouldn't want to stream this every day because it would get boring. I figured once on my stream's not too bad. For as old as this game is, though, it's really pretty. Did it actually link up the follow? Yeah, it did. Oh, my character's actually getting hungry. I often forget about that. Again, on our own servers, you don't get hungry very often. On official? That's why I'm wearing the ghillie suit made of the leaves and feathers, because it keeps you cool. In this area, it can get tremendously hot. You dehydrate here, actually, more frequently than you get hungry. Lag. There we go. Alright, let's get those berries sorted out while the meat's cooking. I had to redesign one of our old facilities for this. This used to be the hatchery, and I've converted it to a feed room. Or a vault, I guess you'd say. Big refrigerator. That's what this is. This is just a big refrigerator. Praxian developed this too, actually. You can still see the remnants of our egg room in here. So, we used to hatch in here. This was lined with AC units, which are needed to keep the temperature for the eggs. And back before they added the ability to stop the dinos from moving while hatching, this is where they would go. So they go in there, we'd collect the eggs would come in here and be put in a refrigerator. And when we wanted to hatch them, we would just come over here and start it. But it's just a big refrigerator these days because we don't do much breeding over here, if any. So all the trays on the base are color-coded for what they get. There's really no difference in what the berries do. Besides creating paint. That's the only difference I can think of. Mijo, the purple berry, is stronger. It gives more food and better tame rate. But as far as food is concerned, it's basically the same. So there's a refrigerator here for each tray on the base. And I color code all of these with the berries. And once that meat's done cooking, we'll load that up and it'll have the perfect balance. Tuesday, Wednesday, I get on, I empty out a refrigerator, put it in each of the trays, and boom, we're good for the rest of the week. Hello, Kat. Welcome to the stream. I take it you recovered from the other night? I'm barely recovering. I'm getting there. The coffee's helping. Kat played Ark, so she knows what I'm doing. The grueling farming. I actually have a couple Ark players in the room today. Or at least ex-Ark players. So some of you already know what I'm doing, but those of you who don't and need to ask questions, please feel free to do so, because it's just kind of a chill stream. Not much going on but farming and grinding. Well, not even really grinding, I just need to get the fills done. Good time to show off the base. My head was kind of foggy, I couldn't really think of anything else to stream today anyway. The good news is this week, probably by tomorrow, I'm going to post my official schedule for streaming because I finally got the trucks sorted out. I've got confirmation now when all the trucks arrive at work. So finally, after a month of fighting the company on it, I think I've got where all the trucks are going to be. And as long as they don't change it again, which I don't think they will, I think we're done for the season. We've got them loaded up until... Shouldn't change again until February, so I should be able to post a schedule and stick to it through the winter. Can I name a dino? Yeah, which dino do you want to name? I have tons of them. I don't even know what dino would you want me to name. Most of them have names already, but I'm not adverse to changing them. I messed that up while I was talking. I hit the wrong refrigerator. Happens with the lag. I target the wrong refrigerator. That needed to go over in that one. There's the lag again. A big one. We need a Subaru. Subaru. Oh, yeah, from last night. Yeah, I gotta put him in the game, don't I? I can put him as one of the Brontos. One of the transport Brontos. So I know that seems a little convoluted what I just did, but boy, does this save me a lot of time later in the week. I could name him one of the rock golems, the guards. One of the rock golems? Hold on. These guys here, by the way, they're stationed on aggressive. They're the main reason this base stays clean and safe of random creatures. We constantly find random loot on them. Yeah, this is just a regular rock elemental. There's no names or anything. These guys are fun, though. I do like doing this to them. I don't know how laggy it's going to be on official. So in PvP, these guys are really funny because you can disguise them as the whatever the rock is for the region. And from the outside, as you can see, you can't tell that that's a dino. So you could do some pretty interesting ambush tactics with them. Now, if I can actually reach him to get him out of there. So I'm going to name... It should let me. Official's kind of weird. They block a lot of names. So we'll see if it'll actually let me put this in. There's so much weird stuff on official. And then we'll have to show Subaru later. You guys can screenshot it or something for him. Or I will. I'll clip it later. And that stone throw, that's why you like to keep these guys on the base. They're basically a free catapult. And everything outside of a Giga is pretty much fair game for them, so they're not afraid of anything. Good guards. Also, they eat stone, which doesn't expire, as you can see. So you just load their inventory up with stone and you're good for a month. You don't got to worry about them. Best name is Laguna. Yeah, I love Laguna. Named for Final Fantasy VIII character. But it fits a Spino so well. Laguna's over here. That's Laguna, actually, the Spino I just passed. It took me forever to breed a black one. Hello, Emery. Thank you for following me. Much appreciated. Uh-oh. Did you see your creator? We named something after you. Here, I'll fly back. Subaru. I gotta show him Subaru. You're now forever on my official server as a rock elemental. That was Kat's idea. Kat told me I needed to name a very large dino after you. These are some of the biggest that I have on the base. You can live with that? Awesome. When I'm farming stone, everybody will see that. Should just be done with the... Yeah, we're almost done with this. Could actually probably need a little bit more than that. I may have to make one more barrier run. I want to get a little bit more meat. That's not enough. Not to fill all the refrigerators. Looks like a good bit, but I've played long enough to know that that's not going to fill everything. I don't need that much, though. Half of his inventory filled should do it. On my way, Theory. A pass down the beach should do it. Won't take very long with the Giga. Even without the double XP, it gets a lot of meat. If this was double XP, though, I'd be getting a lot better. Our server, you wouldn't even do this. You'd walk outside your base for about 4 minutes, and you'd have everything, not even. Here, I've got to clean out an entire zone. Can't see where I'm going because of the rain and the fog, but that's alright. Any fish? I can't see them, but I'll just keep biting. The AoE on a Giga doesn't really matter. Primarily, that's the best reason to use these guys, because they hit a huge area and you don't have to pay attention. I think I just burned all my stamina, so I'll have to stop in the swamp here for a minute. There was a lot under me. Okay. Let's see. Don't need the prime meat. He can eat that for just to rebuild his food bar again. If it doesn't lag me out. Oh, I'm very lagged. Which map, Cat? This is Island. I'm on server 46, Island official PVE. In the EU servers. At one point in time, we actually had a base on almost every single map. We had one in Center, Scorched Earth, Ragnarok. I'm trying to think of what the other map was that we were on. But we gave them all up. We just couldn't take care of them all. As the tribe got smaller and less players were playing, it was impossible to take care of them all, so we migrated everything back here. There we go. Lag finally let up. Ooh, rain. Rain does that. Just creates big lag. They still haven't fixed that. All these years later, rain is still a pain in the butt. Come here. I don't like Prolovians. Ugh, annoying. I still prefer Island because it's the best optimized map in the game. Ragnarok offers more, and it's over the years it's gotten better optimized, but it's still such a big map that there's still a lot of problems with it. As you would expect, Island's been out the longest. They put the most work into Island. So it has a lot less problems than the rest of the new maps. General rule of thumb is the newer the map, the more problems it's going to have. I like Wildcard, but a lot of their really good programmers aren't even in the team anymore, so the older maps are still much higher quality, better resolution, and just overall better. When I go to the new maps, I notice so much stuff, like a lot of clipping, a lot of falling through the map. Play some DayZ in a storm at night. No, I've seen you guys playing at night. It scares me. Enjoy the food, Cat. I'll talk to you later. I got a few things I'll have to do in real life, but I should still be able to stop by if you stream later. Well, no, you're off today, so enjoy your day off and your food. That's right. I remember now. You are off. That should be enough food. No, DayZ. I thought Ark was dark until I saw DayZ's dark. That night is mind-bogglingly bad. You can't see anything. It's like, well, it's like real life if you don't have a flashlight. That should be enough meat. Most of it's already finished cooking. I took a little too long. That's alright. That's better, though. That should be enough meat to actually fill up the refrigerators for the week. I have a couple spare refrigerators for throwing the extra in. I don't think I'll need him until later. I might get back on later tonight to do touch-up. Right now we're waiting on that to cook. I have a few other duties that I have to get done on Sundays. Ooh, I backed up too much. Thank you, lag. I think there's some berries in here. I don't need them for anything. They can go in here. Do need to get rid of the spoiled meat. I use that for the gotchas to make oil. While we're waiting on the meat, I can just go around and show off parts of the base or show you guys dinos. In case there's anybody who actually doesn't play Ark. I enjoy the fact that I just eat stone. Oh yeah, your mob, that's their food. Their food is stone. I mean, they also eat sulfur, but I don't have any of that on the island. Basically, they eat a whole bunch of inorganic things. Was there any other spoiled meat on here? I need that for the gotcha. He likes to convert that to oil. Here's another stone-eating creature, the gotcha. Well, they eat everything. There's nothing they don't eat. He also has a habit of picking up all of the other animals' droppings, which is great. And you're probably like, why would that be good? Because this is Ark and everything's recyclable. Those can also be turned into oil. You just need to have a dung beetle. If I can actually get him to open his inventory. It lags whenever I come into this room. Horse is not going to do it. Normally I can get him through the cage. We put them in cages, by the way, because these guys wander around to make their products. And if you didn't have them in a cage, you'd log in and they'd be dead, because they'd wander right through the door. The cage is a nifty little trick to keep these wandering creatures in place. Let's see if any of the other trays have... These two will have spoiled meat, probably. I got rid of most of it in that one. Another reason I like this game is, like, everything was thought out to... Like, the meat spoils, and that's a game mechanic to make you get more meat, of course, and keep playing. But I love the fact that they looped everything around into recycling. Just be nice if recycling was this easy in real life. Or efficient. So yeah, he's gonna sit there and he'll eat that, and then crystals will appear on his back. The crystals fall off and turn into oil. Or, well, whatever you want to set it. These guys actually have production, and they can make any of these things that are on the screen. So organic fiber, oil, crystal, sand, flint. And depending on how you tame them, they can produce even other stuff. Lots of other stuff. I don't know the full list. Somewhat newer creature to the game. Yeah, I'm totally going to have to empty out all the free guys, the junk. I have too much stuff. These few animals in the front, that's all we use them for, is just to hold stuff until we take it up for the donations. Keep the metal door. I need that in case ours gets damaged. Oh, I could give that away. I have better shield blueprints. And that's just a regular old primitive shield. Don't need it. We actually have a whole library upstairs of blueprints, so I don't need any more of those. I will keep a Mastercraft blueprint, though. Might need it. Yeah, the rest of that looks like it can just be given away. I don't need any of it. You have too much stuff in storage since we moved the bases entirely. Things all over the place. Why? Could Cat not find enough barrels? Oh, I can't wait to see it. Yeah. Subaru, you're not getting her enough barrels. I was laughing so hard when I was watching you guys try to put the barrels into the back of your car. That was classic. All right, I'm gonna use this guy. I'll fly up there and get rid of this while we're waiting on the meat. Let me make sure there's nothing in there I actually want to keep. I don't really keep too much, just stuff to keep the base running. The electronics go to repairing the turrets if they get damaged. And I need the turrets because that's about the only thing that keeps this base free of vermin. There's a good bit of that in the area. One of the updates, they added a creature that flies, and it can actually pick your dinos up. So I had to put up a lot of air defense. Haven't had any problems with them, though. Alright. I think I'll be alright to take the Argent up. These guys used to be the workhorse of the game. I guess on some bases they're still the main dino. Ooh, too much stuff. About time I purged it all. Yeah, so much stuff even the Argent can't hold it. Be 2 trips. So right outside of our base, for those who don't know about Ark, we leave all these containers unlocked, and this platform is on one of the big trees that produces sap. And sap is kind of a rare material in the game. It's expensive to get to early on. So we leave this entire thing unlocked, including those taps. Here, I'll show you the guys. So this material that I just pulled out, the tree sap, it's used for fishing and making veggie cakes and a couple other advanced things. We leave those open for public access. Because what a lot of people will do is they'll take these tree stands over and they won't unlock them. And in PVE, there's no reason to do that. You're just denying other players easy access to material. And these vaults are unlocked. can probably see it on screen. It says free stuff. And a lot of the little tribes here, they rely on this. Well, there's like 5 or 6 of these boxes, but we put all the hide and extra fertilizer we make in there. Oh, geez, I got to do a whole second load. I don't even think it's going to fit in there. I waited too long. I didn't get to this last week. I parked a little too far away. I just want to do a direct transfer. This character has a lot of weight, but that's way more than I can carry. She finds them, I just fill them with some sorted stuff, empties her inventory, and I'm making them unsorted. Well, yeah, she couldn't even find a lighter in that last episode. It took her like, what, 15, 20 minutes to figure out where the lighter was. I do like DayZ, though. I'd like to play it. I really don't think my computer's aging badly. Or, well, not aging badly. It's just, I don't think I can handle. I'd be pushing my CPU to the limit. Ah, still not enough. Out of my inventory. Oh, I forgot to bring up burnables. The people know on the server that we've reloaded it because I light the torch. Did I bring any wood up on accident? No, I have to go get some. Or spark powder or something. If it can run Arc, it'll run DayZ. I could probably barely run Arc on my computer. I'm playing on PS4 right now. And you're seeing it on a capture card. That one's not empty. That one's sort of empty. That's okay. I got a couple boxes. At least I can move now. Let's go hit the other 2 boxes. But yeah, every Sunday we do. This is pretty much my routine every Sunday morning. I get on, just take care of Arc. I've been doing that since the game came out. Sometimes I actually come on here and I play. I have a few friends, a couple tribes that still need help with boss fights. And any of you who've played Ark know that the boss fights are frustrating to do by yourself. So more players equals probably higher success rate of actually getting out of the boss fight with most of your tames intact. Oh good, I did have fertilizer in there for people. Alright, I think that was all the free boxes loaded up. The rest will go into next week. I just need to bring up some wood. The players on the server don't know that I've been up there to fill it unless that torch is lit. And I'd prefer it gets emptied out before the next week. Alright, Jazz Hands doesn't have any. Good. Earlier I was talking about how useful theories are. They're kind of the Swiss Army knife of this game. You need wood, you need thatch, you need fiber, you just use them. That'll be more than enough. Jazz Hands is frequently used for wood. He used to be our main wood farmer. Kind of retired now just to guard duty. Let's see, how much weight is that? 485? I should be able to get that Ooh, barely. I'm going to leave some here. I don't need that much. I take all this. I can't move. There we go. Hermes, my faithful Tapjera. He's kind of the taxi for the base. Without him, I couldn't get around the base nearly as easy as I do. There we go. That'll tell everybody that we reloaded it. It's interesting how community things in this game develop. I never really said that that's what we do, but everybody knows it. Okay, so now the meat should be cooked. Yeah, it's just about done. I don't need this charcoal right now. I got anybody to, I can store it in there. I'll turn it into gunpowder later. And even though it's PVE, we still use gunpowder because we've got turrets all over the base. It wasn't so bad, but then they added those dinos that swoop into your base and can pick your guys up, so we had to put up air defense. Thankfully, the, I think it's called a Tupanga. They're pretty rare, so I don't get attacked by them that often. I didn't even know they were in the game until I loaded in one day, and I was standing, actually, it was like right here, and I didn't have any turrets up in this, not on. I had turrets, but none of them were on. And I was just standing here, and I was reading something, and all of a sudden I looked over, and my character's up in the air, and one of the new creatures had dived down and actually picked me up. Thankfully, I carry a sword and parachutes with me, so I was able to get out of the situation. But it was a little unnerving, and then I had to go online and look up what the heck picked me up. Thus, why there's turrets now, because I don't like that. Let's go get the other meat from upstairs. That'll finish that weekly fill for... Yeah, that's good enough. That's why all these are up here too. The if you don't know, those plants are actually hostile. They'll attack air units that are not friendly. They're a little cheaper to maintain than the turrets. Fairly effective in PVE. At least one thing they changed that was good. Back in the day, you couldn't run those plants or turrets because there's a creature in the game called a Titan. Endgame tame. But they wander around the game wild. And it's so big it can destroy your base in a few minutes. So if you had a turret on, it would target it, and people would troll you by luring a Titan near your base. Your turrets would hit it, and then it would flatline your base. They since fixed this in PvE. The turrets no longer target them. Which is great, because that was a really bad trolling technique. Because you could do it with gigas, too. Low-level turrets won't kill a giga fast enough that it'll actually still wreck half your base before it kills it. Most of that's been fixed, though. So I put it's a specific number, typically somewhere between, I get the refrigerator 50, 60. And that's enough to fill each of the trays up evenly. That's just a backup tray for meat. I was worried about that one. Don't need it. But the rest of these trays will get emptied out on Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on how my schedule goes. Probably Tuesday now, with the truck settled out. And if you play Ark or any of these survival games, it kind of becomes a necessity to come up with a strategy for daily fills or base repair, or I guess it just depends on the game. I don't think DayZ has much of that, because you guys log off, you log off. But DayZ's world keeps going, I think, so I guess there's some things that are like that. I can't think of any other games that play like Ark. Ark's got so many weird things to it. It's a very unique title. I didn't quite fill those enough. We actually overmade a little bit. That's fine. As long as it doesn't get too heavy, so I can pick each load up in one go. I waste a little time on Sundays to save time throughout the week, so fair trade-off. I don't do much on Sundays anyway. Oh, you know what? When I'm flying back, that's, I don't know if Sonari's is still in the room. That's her house. Forgot to point that out. She built that. It's very pretty. Each of us had our own house here, so Praxian's is over there. That was Sonari's. We see Radiation in chat. That's his tower. He built this tower. The workshop was a joint effort between me and Praxian and me to have a place to offload all our goods. You should have seen us in the early, when we first began. Actually, I'll fly over it, just give everybody an idea. So this, it's our farm. I just glitched, or lagged. So the little pen here for our phomias. This was actually our starting base. It's now a garden. But yeah, this was the location that we originally started in. Our very first wood thatch hut was standing in that location. And Praxian decided that we should keep the spot to remember where we started. We turned it into a farm. Not that it matters. I don't need those on anymore. There's no gas in there. Actually, I have the gas in my inventory. I need to store that. I'll lose it. Alright. The next step, I'll probably have to fill most of the base. I don't know. I might do that. I gotta take a little break, though. Coffee's finally getting to me. Ooh, that was bad lag. Oh, no. There we go. Caught up. So I will be right back. Anybody who's been watching since the beginning, it's been an hour, so you should probably get up and walk around and get something to drink as well. Just a few minutes. Let's see, I'm back, I think. Oh, there we go. OBS lagged out a bit. There we go. I just complained about coffee going through me. And what did I do? I go get more coffee. It's about right for me, though. It's kind of sad. I drink so much coffee, I barely taste it anymore. It's just something to survive on. Oh, I know. There's a word for that. Addiction. I wouldn't be able to wake up without it, though. Thank you, Scenarios, for welcoming me back. Just needed to take that quick break. I can't sit for more than about an hour in most video games. I'm normally pretty fortunate if I can make it an hour and a half, 2 hours. Super's like, try tea. Yeah, tea. I need to switch to tea, actually. Because I want to do things better for my health, and coffee's probably not the greatest. They keep going back and forth, though. Every time I look about coffee, is it good for you? Is it bad for you? It changes. It's like eggs. Eggs. I remember when I was a kid, eggs were horrible for you. You weren't supposed to eat them. Then it was like, no, eggs are great for you. And then it was like, no, the whites are good for you. No, the yolk's good for you. The yolk's bad for you. And then it went back to eggs are good for you. Uh-oh. Did I lag completely out? Because I can't access anything. That's not uncommon in Ark. You go away for like 2 seconds and then everything just freezes. No, I could touch the Happy Dino. I love these guys, by the way. They don't really do much, but I just have to have them around. They just make me happy. It's like the one dino you can pet. Oh no, you can pet one other. You can pet the dogs. I've had this dog since like the very first week. Who's named after my late dog. Thor. It's my memory of him. That's actually a big reason why I can't bring myself to get rid of this base. There's so many memories here. Every time I log in, I'm brought back. Oh, geez, how many years ago was that? It was whenever this game came out of beta. But there's a memory to almost every single dino and structure. There's a story behind every single thing that's on the base. It'd probably take me 4 or 5 good streams just to go through half the content on the base. I'm trying to remember what's next. I do have to do a pillar check, so I'll do that while I'm thinking. In unison with a couple of the other tribes on the server, we do patrols and keep open the rivers. This is one of the cleanest servers you'll probably find in the EU server cluster. It's kind of a, I guess, a push-button topic. Some people are for it, some are against it, but there's still lots of places to build bases on the server, and I don't pillar very heavily offside the rivers. You'll see our pillars are down. If I can get that one. So the pillars inside the water there, that's to keep the waterways open. For a lot of the tribes, the only way they have to move dinos back and forth is on the river. Specific farming areas like the Obsidian Hill here are also bad. There's obsidian over there, you can see this whole mountain's pockmarked with silver and gold. I use a Wyvern to get around. It's one of the fastest things I can get on official. There's actually a couple new dinos that came out that are faster, but I don't have access to them right now. So a Wyvern works. But generally speaking, I just fly around, try to check out things, see if any new tribes came up. This tribe's been around quite a while. They started building over here a couple, what was that, about 2 months ago. It's going to take a minute. Their base is huge. I'm not going to go all the way into it because I might lag out. I'll give them a little airtime because they've been pretty nice. Let me see. Yeah, Shadow Hunters. Oh, they changed their name again. I don't think it was Shadow Hunters. Maybe they gave their base up. But they're a full tech tribe. And they've been pretty nice about keeping that river mouth open so that tribes can get through here. That's Metal Mountain off to this side. That's a big time farming place for steels. Well, metal. All the precious metals are up there. And forgive me if some of the names don't make sense, because I think in... There's the EU and the US both keep different names for all these regions. There are some commonalities, but every time I go to a server, some of the regions are named differently or spoken of differently. Some have in-game names. I don't know if this one... No, it just says Wilderness at the top of the screen. But that's Smuggler's Pass. I know the game actually calls it Smuggler's Pass. I'll be flying over Greenobe. One of our storage facilities is over here. Down there. It's kind of retired. We don't really use it anymore. I probably should just demo it. Gotta fly over to Greenobe. And again, if you don't play the game, the obelisks are important to keep open, because this is where the boss fights happen. I'll actually go fly over it and see how it looks today. A little slow because it might lag me out with all the creatures that are nearby. And it looks like everybody cleaned up their dinos from the last fight. But down here on these central pillars, I'll do this, like I said, for the benefit of those that don't play the game. The obelisks are where you do the boss fights. So you have to get the items that it states up there, artifacts and things from the caves or defeating other bosses, and you put them in here and you activate this, and everything that's here, all the players and dinos that are around it, get teleported to a boss arena. And you can imagine it's kind of easy to troll these areas. It used to be worse in beta. They don't allow building, I don't think, anymore on the circle. But it used to be players would actually purposely build on top of these, and that would deny you getting off the server and doing the boss fights. There's a couple big bases right here, so I'm going to lag a bit. So myself and about, I think, 2 other tribes are here. Keep pillars leading up to it so that the boss fights can keep moving. You should see some of the American servers. This whole area is just overgrown with buildings. To the point where you really can't fly over it. You just lag out immediately. And the reason I have to fly over those is they'll disintegrate otherwise. We've already lost a couple pillars, but some of those I just let go because the territory is pretty large. We used to have actually twice as much territory when the tribe was in full swing because some of our bases were over by the ocean. We gave those all up though. It just took too much time to get over there to feed everything. When they introduced the chiropod system, which is basically like Pokemon, like having a Pokeball, we didn't have the need to keep a full water pen. So many things to do here. Every Sunday, like I said, I get on and do all of this stuff. I actually need to do the seeds. Seeds are used as a filler for some of the other trays, so I'll fly around and do that. I gotta make... probably have to make some veggie cakes. The iguanodon that I just took the seeds off of, he can mass produce those. Oh yeah, that trough's empty. Couple creatures here that eat seeds. Yeah, they need refill. That's one of the main generator stations for the power here. All the yellow lines you see running around are for electricity. We also have wind turbines that finally work. We put those up in the early days and they didn't even barely do anything, and then they patched it. So now they actually generate electricity during daylight. Used to be they only worked on scorched earth. Or at least that they were glitchy here. Hopefully the beehives have made enough honey so that I can get some veggie cakes made. Actually, probably should have kept the sap from earlier. The beehives run on flowers. We get those when we're farming randomly. Yeah, they're decently full today, so I can make veggie cakes, actually. They don't need that many. I only keep 5. That's good enough for 2 weeks. Probably longer, actually, but I don't push it much longer than 2. Hopefully I still have some vegetables in the other room there, in the kitchen. Our kitchen's actually at the back of Praxian's base. I think I've still got it loaded up pretty good for that. May need to get more veggies. The cakes are used for our snails, and the snails produce polymer and cementing paste. Yeah, I'm gonna have to add resources. I probably don't have enough to get through this full load. Big cooking pot there. They've improved that a lot since the game began. Used to not hold even half that amount. I think it was 50 it used to hold. Oh, such a pain in the butt. I'm going to turn all that honey into cakes. That'll keep the snails good for the entire week. Snails eat very slowly, so you don't have to feed them, but every... Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't push it probably outside 6 or 7 days, but I think they can go over 2 weeks. The cakes are very fibrous. Wild pterodon. Thought it was one of those other creatures. That pterodon probably won't be around long because the turret's over there. I think that's enough sap to get through that. As you can see, we're making lots of veggie cakes. That'll sustain this base for probably a month, as long as I refrigerate them right away. I think I ran out of something because it's not... Oh no, it converted everything. Alright, we're good. I didn't know if I had enough in there or not. I just kind of throw things in there willy-nilly and see if it's enough. That's why I like these industrial cookers. You don't have to pay attention too much to what goes in. I keep a little fish meat here. Still have a few pets on the base that require fish meat, like the otter. I'll pull something for him. Stack of cakes for the snails. I already got all the honey traps loaded up. I won't check them again probably for 2 weeks. However, the otter's not so fortunate. I gotta feed him pretty much daily. I'll probably, I don't know. I might have to put the otter away in a chiropod, but... I use him sometimes when I go up north because they add insulation to your character so you don't freeze. Back to our snails. So yeah, 2,000 food out of 3,000, and I haven't fed this in the last 6 days. So you can see they don't eat much food. Over on our server cluster that we own, the snails pretty much can go an entire month without being fed. Because I have the food consumption really low there. But this is official server. Everything eats pretty quickly. Now they're good and done. Again, if anybody has questions on the game, I don't know how many people are watching that don't know about Ark. I gladly answer whatever I can. Or just questions about our base in general. Oh, raining during the day. Didn't even get cloudy. I do need another berry load. So I might stage up to do that here in a minute. And I forgot to check the owls. They drop pellets that are good for the gotchas to get random items. Yeah, these. That was another gift to our tribe. I don't have the patience to go tame those myself. They can be kind of a pain to get. But you give those to the gotcha, the pellets, and then they can produce random items for you. It's just something fun to do. I mean, they eat everything anyway, so... Actually, I need to restack his items because he eats too slowly. We actually have too much hide in there. I'm just going to get rid of it. I'll get even twice that probably on the next feeding. I'll just give it to the gotcha. More oil. I was going to see if he produces a rare crystal for me. Normally the pellet you get 1, maybe 2. Alright, there you go. So when he eats, pellets in certain materials, he'll produce a rare crystal. And that won't have oil in it. It'll have an item. In this case, a journeyman pickaxe. Which I'll just give away, because we have tons of those. Start loading up my giveaway box again. I have kind of a busy day today later after the stream, so I'm going to go ahead and refill the theories. Not sure how much time I'll have later tonight to do anything. And since it's not double XP, it's taking me twice as long to get through here. I am glad I play on a PVE server, though. If I was in PvP, just coming out here to do daily farms would be impossible. If you're by yourself, you're just going to get killed every time you leave your base. I did PvP for a long time. I actually started in beta on versing other players. And I went through a couple tribes. I even played inside of one mega tribe. So I got to see what tribe life was like. Didn't really care for it. I found this game was a lot more fun when we went PvE. There was still some trolling and stuff, but, you know, not quite as bad as on the other public servers. It's a lot of rinse and repeat, sadly. It's like I said, I wouldn't want to stream this every day. Most of the time when I stream Ark, for those of you who know my channel, I'm probably going to stream off of my private server. Thank you for the follow, Crazy. Much appreciated, helping me with my goal. Welcome to the channel. We're doing Ark fills. It's kind of boring. But I was just telling everybody I didn't have anything really planned for Sunday, and I had to do this anyway. So I felt like it was getting two things done at once. I could get a little stream in and show off the base that's been here forever. You got any questions about the game or what we're doing, just feel free to ask. I'm not real intense today on anything. It's just casual. Luckily, again, it's not a person versus person server, so I don't have to worry about being, you know, boloed off my theories while I'm farming. Although I do play some on, I still go to other people's unofficial servers. Every now and then, oh, a wild theory appeared. They aggro on site, so I have to be kind of careful. Ah. Pago, stop. Alright, that's what you get. You're going to leave me alone. Yeah, the theories... Wild theories will aggro you no matter what you are. They just don't like anyone. You're playing this game early on, if you're on the beach and you get aggroed by a theory, there's a real good chance that your little thatch hut's going to be gone. Oh, you play on Ark too? Do you play official servers, or are you on unofficial? I do a little of both. This is an official server we're on right now. Unofficial, you'd never have to do this kind of farming unless you're on a really badly designed server. Or somebody who purposely was making the grind harder. I don't know why they would do that. Why you would pay all that money. Unofficial? Oh, awesome. You on the PlayStation 4, Xbox, PC? Been nice if there was cross-platform to the game. You get a lot more people on these servers. Ooh, the lag. Couldn't even type. Get rid of all the berries we don't need for the base. Oh, and there's what I was talking about. Random theory attack. Would just cause me to fill my entire inventory up with wood. Not that I'm really scared of a wild theory. The bread theories is no comparison. It's just annoying. Unofficial mobile. Oh, okay, you're on the mobile arc. That's one version of Ark I've not done. Whoa. That's crazy. That's a lot of dillos. That monkey must have ran through like 4 or 5 of their spawns. Crazy stuff you see in this game. I actually have some videos on my YouTube of that. I made clips of random stuff that I've seen. I was over by the swamp one day feeding stuff. And there was this huge group of... what are we? Well, we call them parsers in the game, but I can't enunciate their full name. It's really long. Big dino, though. They don't normally spawn together. But there was this huge group of them, and they all spawned in the area and were challenging every creature that was in the zone. It was really weird. Alright, that's why you were overweight. You had too much junk on you. But yeah, I've not played the mobile very much. Or at all. I knew about it. I just never went over to check it. My hands are kind of full with running this in the unofficial servers. But I might have to go and do that just to look at it. So I have the information, see what it's like. Well, that'll fill up all our base trays. Typically, these guys filled to the brim will fill all the normal standard trays. Wait, did both of them follow me in? Sometimes the lag makes it so they don't follow correctly. Again, I had said that earlier in the stream, but all of our trays, I color code them based on the berries. I suppose I should have actually painted them for that, but since I'm the only one that really does this anymore, it's not necessary. I kind of remember where they're at. You do it once a week for that long, you get used to it. Oh, I'm hitting some lag there. That's the thing that gets the most annoying on official servers. It's so much lag. Trying to think if there was any part of the base I hadn't shown off yet, since like I said, this is kind of a video record of our way out in the distance. That's actually a bar that we had built. We never got to use it. before I go and deliver that food, I want to go and show that off, because Praxian had worked on this and we never used it. It's kind of sad. We were going to stage a restaurant out here. So I'll go in there real quick and show it off, because that was... First, make sure there's no gigas or anything, because the gigas spawn, like, right over there. That'd be really sad. Hermes gets killed on live. And I have a little advertisement there for our End Saga server. But yeah, Praxian, who was in the chat earlier, I think they took off. She had work or something to do. But she built this. They did an amazing job, too. But the plan was originally to have a bar here, and we were going to open it to the public. It just never came to be because the server kind of died off. It's an ingenious build, though. I kind of want to replicate that on my own server. Might keep that in mind for a stream, rebuilding this on the unofficial. Oh, Praxian, you're still around. I was just showing your bar off. The one that we didn't get to use. And you took so long to build it, too. But there, at least we got to show it off on stream. Alright, gotta go down here to the, back when eggs were more important, or rather, the specific eggs were more important. This was our egg room. I guess eggs are still important, but they weeded down how many you need now for the kibble, the taming food. So the room's kind of not as important anymore, but I haven't had the heart to pack up everything down here. Oh, I got stuck. Oh, I guess in general that's for the whole base. I just haven't had the heart to pack up all the dinos. All these years later, this place became a second home to me, and I log in, and it's a peaceful setting. Sometimes I get stressed out in real life. I just come here to visit my dinos and farm, relax. That probably sounds funny, but to me it's relaxing. I don't really have to stress about anything here. I guess if you're new to the game and you're trying to build up, it's probably stressful. I kind of remember it being that way when we first came here. More spoiled meat for the gacha. And I already got rid of all of his... Yeah, I got rid of everything. Yeah, crazy. On the mobile version, do you guys have decay timers and stuff? Where you have to take care of the base every now and then? Maybe Crazy's not there. I'll go in orbit cam while I'm sitting here for a minute. It's a really pretty night out. The little fireflies, by the way, for everybody. If you see that energy flying around, that's two things. There's a plant that does it on the base, and our bulb dogs. Which are these little dogs that have lanterns on their head. I'm going to go through the chat, make sure I didn't miss anything. I'm trying to get better at that. I get carried away just talking away and don't look over. Oh yeah, Crazy's still there. Oh yeah, so there is decay timers on mobile. So you know the pain of getting on and making sure your base doesn't crumble into nothing. I don't know. On mobile, I just picture it's probably really hard because there's so many buttons to this game and menus. So I'll have to download it just to see how they do the interface. Because I'm curious about that. Because I know with a controller and a keyboard, it's difficult enough as it is. I wouldn't want to play the game really too well. I guess you could hook a controller up to the mobile. I didn't think of that. Bluetooth controller would work. Could probably program a PlayStation controller for it, depending on how they have the game set up, if it registers it. Yeah, I have plenty of berries for this. Good. Base fill's going rather nice today. Surprising considering there's not double XP on. I guess because I'm streaming and I'm just talking, so the time goes by a little bit better. Oops, I passed up the other tray. I'll go inside. This is Sonari's house. I think it's a mess though, because I think there was an aggro. Sonari's was quite fond of all the little pick-me-up dinos. I love the penguins. But she has like a whole collection of all the small, tiny guys. It's a nice little house. And Mean Joe there's her favorite dino. That's it. When she gets on to this day, that's who she still rides around when she gotta go farming. Oh, did I open this? No, I gotta dump them off. Ooh, lag, lag, lag. Oh, he's on the official server. It's the only thing that kills this game. I don't need the spoiled meat. I'll fill the meat later. Won't waste it. We'll take it back to the gacha with the rest of it. Hermes, fly, please. No, it's lagging. I don't know why. All of a sudden, I just hit a massive lag spike in the game. Oh, there we go. Still a few more trays to do for that. I'm getting up to about 2 hours. That's about what it takes, though, to do the base, sadly. But it's only about once a week that I do that. That's why we do all this work, so that I don't have to do it throughout the work week. If I was doing this during the work week, I'd pull my hair out. A lot of people complain about that in the forums, how this game can just take away your life if you let it. We're pretty well set up. And every now and then, I've got a couple of tribe members that come on and help, so it's not that bad. I think that Ryan still plays, and I think Sonari, she's been on here a few times to help me. That'll be... I think I'm almost done all the berries for the base. It goes by pretty quick if you've got a system in place. I can't remember if I filled the sell yard. I need to retire that because we don't even sell dinos anymore. It's It's one of the last trays. Mijo Berry tray where the bulk of my farming dinos are at. Lag again. Without this tap Jera, it would take forever to get around this base. That's why Hermes stays right outside where I log. I probably spend more time on that dino than anything else in the entire facility. Check something real quick, see who else is on today. I'm getting close to the end of this. Ooh, where did that happen? My controller just went weird. There we go. I've been having some problems with the PlayStation desyncing my controller since the last update. I don't know if that's a PlayStation issue or if just how old my PlayStation is. Oh, I've got a bunch of friends on streaming today. I got Fruity's doing Final Fantasy Tactics. Morgan's got his Golden Sun up. Oh boy, I have a choice to make on that one. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm over 2 hours of sitting here doing the thing. I don't want to bore anybody for too terribly long. But at least everybody got to see what I do. Like, this is a Sunday tradition. I do it about, oh, I guess every Sunday. To some degree. I mean, sometimes it's more work, sometimes it's less. Just depends on if I've gotten on throughout the week. Sometimes I get on and touch up things. Like I said, if I need to relax. Everybody watching is probably like, that doesn't seem very relaxing, but it is to me. I'm kind of crazy. I like the inventory sorting. That in most video games I play, I end up spending a lot of time in inventory sorting. But I'm going to call the stream there because I think a lot of people are actually already going over to Fruity's room, which I don't blame them. A lot of my followers come from over there. Thank everybody for coming. Thank you guys for the follows, putting me ever closer to getting affiliate. I can't wait to get that so that I can actually offer rewards to the audience. That's my biggest thing. I want to get to rewards. Oh, hey, Flame, you were over there lurking away, and I didn't even know. At least you got to see the base. What I do on the weekends. Play Ark Official. I think we're going to go and do... Let me see. I got a couple choices to go to today. I think most of the people, though, who come to my room, they go back to Fruity. So we'll just go over and say hi to Fruity. Because he's doing a game that I'm doing. We're both doing it. We're both doing Tactics. And I love Tactics. It goes in line with my channel anyway. Let's see if we can actually do this correctly. Get better at it. Well, maybe Fruity went offline. Or is he having problems? Because it wasn't in the raid list. No, it says he's on. I don't know why it didn't put it up top. I have to type it in. Oh, I'm lazy. I don't want to do that. There we go. Countdown, are you starting? So at the end of the countdown, we'll go over there. I'm going to hit the card. And I'll see you guys over at Fruity's room. Again, thanks for joining me.